Hi everyone. You know what? I just posted a video on my YouTube channel, uh, doing like an arm update thing, and then I realised that I was like 2 months post-op, and then I should have just done like a general update video and forgot to mention loads of things, so I've had to delete it. And do it again. This is why I should just really just like review my videos before I post them, but I never do. Like, I'm really just not a very good YouTube thing. It's more like a video diary, stream of consciousness thing. So yeah, I'm now 2 months and 3 days post-op. Radial artery forearm phalloplasty. I'm now fully healed. I went to my nurse today, and she was looking at my arm and said that it's just completely healed now, so I can start getting on with scar treatment and stuff like that. My phallus is completely healed. I think that was healed by like 6 weeks, maybe. I'm not sure. Like all the scabs have gone, all the stitches have gone. That's fine. My bum scars, they might actually not be completely healed. I haven't looked at them in a couple of days. They kept opening up for some reason. I think they had like scabs on them, and then the scabs would like fall off, but they fall off like too early. And then I just had to keep dressing it. I think they're healed now. I should have looked really before, but I haven't noticed that they were bleeding or anything, and I haven't been dressing them. Like I just left the scabs to fall off, which probably isn't the best thing to do, but I think they're alright. I think it's fine. So yeah, I'll show you my arm because this is what I'm really, really happy with. I've got this sheet on it at the moment. It's like a silicone scar sheet thing, and this was left over from my top surgeries. It's like 3.5 years old or something, but it was like sterile, was still in the packet and that, so it's fine. But it's not big enough to cover my whole arm, so I need to get a bigger one or some more because it's really little. So yeah, it's my arm. It looks really shiny because of that silicone thing. It's not actually that shiny. The scars aren't shiny. I mean, they're just like normal colour. Really not flexible. It's hard to sort of bend it around. So you got that bit. It goes all the way around there, and then there. Here you can see how much of my tattoo that I lost. So before, I don't know if you remember, I sort of it was like 4 bits like that, and it was a G, and it went round like that. So I've taken a bit out and then stitched it back up, but this bit should be sort of more down here. It's really weird. So I don't know if I'll be able to get it fixed or not because it's kind of in the wrong place. But I was planning to get like a full sleeve anyway, so I might just have to cover it up with something else. So I don't know. These areas here, that bit, and there's a bit here, were where I had like blisters, and it was from like week 2. The nurse at Harley Street noticed them, and they were basically just like blisters that had formed and then burst. There's nothing I could have really done to like prevent it, I don't think. Like I was like treating it well, I was being really careful with my arm, and they just burst. It's just one of them things that happen. So they're going to scar a little differently to the rest of the graft. It will scar probably about the same amount as that, but within a few years it will just fade to white, just like my top surgery scars. So like that colour probably, because these are like 3.5 years old now. So yeah. Can't remember what I was going to say. Oh yeah, my phallus is really good. There's a little bit at the bottom where I think it's tethered to part of it, but that'll be fixed at the bottom because when I sort of pull it up, a bit of like the lower stuff pulls up with it, and then on the other side it doesn't. So I think it's slightly tethered, and I can feel it pulling. The scar running down the underside, I can feel like I've been massaging coconut oil on it, and I can feel like it's quite thick under the skin, so hopefully like massaging will help break it down a bit. So it feels really horrible at the moment. It's like quite gross. I haven't got really any sensation in it at the moment. I can feel pressure. So if I sort of like push on it, I can feel that there's pressure, and I'm aware of it being there, if that makes sense. I can sort of feel the weight of it. It's really weird. But actually, sensation in it, there isn't anything yet. The other day I was in the bath and then I got out and it was really cold and I got like the smallest, most faintest goosebumps on it. So hopefully that's like a sign that it's starting to get like some nerves and it's reacting to temperature. I haven't got that since, but I think it's because we put the heat on. Excuse me. I always end up yawning when I do these videos. I don't know why. I'm just bored of my own voice. But hopefully it should start coming in soon. Oh yeah, it's a really weird bit, right? So I don't know if I've explained this before, but between stage 1 and 2, before you have your urethral hookup, the new urethra is in place, but it hasn't been hooked up, and it kind of goes like, say that's the tip. It obviously runs down the inside, and then there's a little drain hole at the bottom, like here, like not actually on the phallus, like just kind of like there. And I didn't even know that was a drain hole at first. Like for ages, I was like, "What the fuck is this?" And I was asking everyone, and they was like, "Oh yeah, it's a drain hole." So yeah, I have to flush saline down there every day. And the hole that comes out of it was like black. And for ages, I was thinking like, "Oh my god, like the skin's died. Like I've got some major infection. It's gone like necrotic." And then like I emailed the surgeon, and he was just like, "No, that's just your tattoo." So it's obviously like they use the inner bit of your arm for the urethra. It's like obviously this bit is like the end that's poking through. It's not poking through, it's like flush. But you get what I mean, and you can just see like a bit of my tattoo. Like it's really weird. So, oh god, such a drip. Like I can't believe I didn't realise it was my tattoo. And then one of my mates was just like, "Oh yeah, it's obviously a tattoo." Absolute drip. There's loads of things like I wanted to mention. I just can't remember. So yeah, I've got a phone call with the clinic tomorrow. I was meant to have one Monday, but I put my phone on night mode, and then I just slept through it because I didn't feel it vibrate, which is really shit. So I've got to set my alarm tomorrow. I've got to wake up for it. And hopefully I can talk to them about being put on the list for stage 2 because I'm completely healed now. So I don't know why I shouldn't be, but maybe they like to wait a certain amount of time before they put you on. I don't know. But I'm hoping to have surgery like March time, because that'll be like 6 months, I think. And January and February, I've got various events. My partner's birthday, and then I'm going to see the Cursed Child, and tickets have been booked for like well over a year, so I can't miss that. And I'm going to be catheterised for 3 weeks, so even if I get it done like just after my partner's birthday at the end of January, I'll still probably be catheterised for then for the Cursed Child, so probably just be easier to wait until after then, even though I want it done now. It's stressful, but then hopefully that'll give a chance for the nerves to regrow a bit longer before I have more surgery and sort of disrupt everything again. So yeah, all of my videos recently have actually been all like phalloplasty and surgery and all that, and I haven't actually done any testosterone changes, mainly because there haven't been. The only thing that's like changed really is I'm slowly getting more facial hair. It's starting to creep up my cheeks. I just constantly have this chin strap and it just doesn't grow anywhere else. But it's slowly starting to grow here. And my moustache is getting a tiny bit thicker. I have a really creepy soul patch, but it comes in like white blonde, like the hairs are almost translucent, so you can't see it. I can feel it, they're really long. I need to shave that actually. And the other thing, I don't know if it's because my levels are low or if they're starting to stabilise, like I'm getting out of the just hit puberty stage and they're kind of stabilising into like a normal male range. I've been found that like my emotions are slightly easier to manage now, and that I've been able to cry a lot more. Because before I was on testosterone, I used to cry all the time, and then when I started to, it just went completely, and I just couldn't cry at anything, and I'd be really upset, and something would really upset me, and it would just be nothing, and I just feel like completely numb to everything, and it was really weird. But now, like, I was watching Supervet the other day, and something really, oh god, this poor dog died on it, and it was just so emotional. Oh, just can't think about it. I'll start crying again. But I was sobbing through that, and then before I just would have been like nothing. And then I think I was watching something or other about like a baby, like it's probably like one born every minute or something, and I was crying at that. So yeah, I think that's good. Hopefully, it's more that my levels are stabilising rather than they're dropping, and I need to increase my dosage. Um, I need to have another blood test, but I've got to have it just before my next injection in January. So I've got to wait, and then I'll find out then how my levels are. So we'll see. My chest hair, I'm sure it's getting like, I'm sure I'm getting more chest hair. I haven't got any on my back yet, thank fuck, and I'm hoping I won't get any. But I think my dad did it. My dad had back hair at one point, and like that's who I tend to be taken after with my genetics. So I don't really know. I'll show you my chest. So like before, it was just kind of like this bit, but it's slowly like spreading out more, and it's really long. And then my stomach as well. After my surgery, they shaved all my stomach hair off, and now it's starting to grow in. You can't really see it because it's kind of fair, but it goes out to at least here. Kind of goes in like that, and then it's like all over. Oh, that's cold. So yeah, I'm not really getting hair anywhere else. The hair on my arm hasn't really grown much anymore. Obviously that. It's starting to get bum hair growing on it. It's really weird. It's not like pubic texture. It's like leg hair texture. Like it's quite soft. So it blends in with the hair on the rest of my arm. It's a little bit thicker. You can't really see it on here because my camera's really crap. But yeah, it's like thin, straggly black hairs coming through. It's really weird. Didn't think it was really weird to think that that was like skin on my ass. It's weird. One of my mates is really grossed out by it, and she's like, "Oh, I'm not going to touch her arm." So yeah, it's fun facts that it's actually our skin. But yeah, I've got like, I can't remember what I've spoken about now and what I haven't, but like I've got really good range of motion if I haven't mentioned that. I think it's pretty much back to normal. I've still got a little bit of swelling here and on my hand. I don't know how much it will go down here because this bit's probably always going to be a bit thinner than the rest of my arm. So that's my swelling, that's my weird bone that sticks out. It's the same on that arm. I don't know, it's weird. But my hand's still a little bit swollen, but that's gone down so much more since I've stopped like dressing it. I think that's it. I can't remember. I'm actually useless at making videos. But this is going on for like 13 minutes now, so I'll end it here. Oh no, that's one more thing. I'm wearing hacks, got a really bad hair dye. But my hair is receding so much. That's another thing that's happening on testosterone. And I don't know whether to just shave all my hair up and shave all my hair off and embrace being bald, or just keep growing it and end up looking like George Bluth. Or is it the other one? Oscar Bluth. Just have really weird hair. But yeah. So I permed it, and if I style it, it's actually really good. It's weird. If I style it, it's curly, but if I just like leave it, it goes straight. Yeah, it looks actually awful today because I've just left it. You can see sort of how much it's receding. I think it doesn't help the fact that I'm quite fair. Putting that back on because it looks awful. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I am 4 years on tea in April. So I don't know what that makes me now, 3.5 and a bit, maybe. I was hoping I'd have a lot more facial hair by now. It's been really slow growing in. My dad's got a really good facial hair, so hopefully I'll take after him. Because I've been with everything else, the baldness and etc. We have like the same chest hair pattern as well, which is kind of weird. It's weird. Every time I see my dad, I'm noticing more things and like looking at him like, oh, like is my facial hair going to come to that texture? Because it's quite soft at the moment, and his is obviously more beardy. Like this is really soft. This is like baby hair. I'm just wondering if it's going to stay soft or if it's going to turn into his hair, and just noticing more similarities. as I'm like progressing further along into male puberty, so it's really weird. Itchy now. But yeah, that's it, pretty much. Don't know when I'll do another video, but hopefully it won't be too long. See you later.